What up, MetaZoo Maniacs? Today is August 4th, 2024. And yeah, I forgot to put this in the eBay video last week. I don't know how I forgot. It was kind of important. So, Super Fractor, Loveland Frogman, PSA 10. Holy shit. Look at, even just look at the label. Cryptid camera, Super 1 of 1. Crazy. Actually, let's look at the back, since we'll probably never see this card again. Crazy. So yeah, it was going for $2,750. Let's get the front out. Or best offer, and best offer was accepted for $1,350 American. Crazy. Now let's get to this week's auction. So we're gonna start with a box of UFO, $21.50. And yes, there's always shipping fees, so it looks like $28.29. Depends where you live. Next, we had some sales from Nick Strength and Pokemon. We had the King of, I believe, how do I not know? King of Spades? Let me look here. Yeah, King of Spades Mothman from WPT, the second Kickstarter. PSA 10 sold for $22.50. I think that's still a steal of a deal. That artwork is absolutely awesome. And then we had the Queen of Hearts Mothman promo. PSA 10 for only $20.50. I am 100% surprised how low this sold for. Only $90. I know it's only a PSA 9, but it's a gold refractor Mothman. And this Mothman you're looking at here, the original art for Topps Chrome, the gold variation, so out of 50, all of them are off-center. None of them are going to get a PSA 10. So if you can find one as a PSA 9, that's the best any of these 50 Mothman that are gold refractor, whatever, going to grade. You'll never see one of these as a PSA 10. Maybe the alternate art one, they have some PSA 10s, but not the original art. So card number 45 for Topps Chrome Mothman out of 50 will never be a PSA 10. Here we have PSA 8 Mothman Gold Refractor, 50 out of 50, and only $62. You would have thought that 50 out of 50 would get more of a premium. $62. Here's a random sale. PSA 6 Reverse Hollow Kickstarter Chaos Crystal, $4.25. Here we have Topps Chrome, the regular artwork, so card number 45. Just regular refractor, PSA 9, sold for $9.36. And then the alternate art Mothman, so in Topps Chrome, that's card number 116. PSA 9 refractor, sold for $11.86. Here we had 24 blisters of Hero Quest 2.0, sold for $61 with Probe Scene auctions. Here's some interesting Probe Scene auctions. So we have a pack of Nightfall that's doodled, or not doodled, just, yeah, it is doodled. Right there, one to go. An autograph by Poncho, sold for $11.49. I mean, you know, in the other video I had where people are grading packs, if you're going to grade packs that have autographs on it, I could see the point in that, because there's autographed if you get authenticated. That's kind of cool. Just grading a regular pack is, I don't know what the point is, but this would be cool to grade. Here we have a pack of Seance. It's got the new NYCC 2022 Mike Waddell's weird signature there. Only $5.50. And then here we have a first edition pack, not Kickstarter, just first edition. It's got Mike Waddell's signature, NYCC 2022, sold for $9.35. And here we have a Nightfall box with 5 different signatures, sold for $61 only. Pretty cool. I don't know if PSA would grade booster boxes. Do they grade booster boxes? I don't think. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Here we have Loveland Frogman, serialized out of 99, green refractor, Topps Chrome, PSA 9, sold for $20.50. Then we have another Loveland Frogman, serialized out of 50, so gold refractor, PSA 9, sold for $52. Here we have 6 UFO spellbooks, sold for $26. I don't know if these booster boxes were mappable or not, but 3 Seance, oh wait, hold on. Sorry, I was just confused by the picture here. So the listing says 3, and I looked in the description, it says 3 Seance booster boxes and 2 spellbooks for $56, but there's 4 spellbooks in the picture. So maybe you get a bonus booster box. Maybe they've already been mapped. Maybe they know these all suck. I don't know, but not a bad deal. Even if it is only 3 booster boxes and 2 spellbooks, it's still not a bad deal at all. Here we have Babe the Blue Ox, signed by Michael Peckham, PSA 9. It's from the Revive Skateboards. And I'm showing this mostly because this is one of the best Babe the Blue Ox artworks that maybe a lot of us forgot about. That's really cool. If you like Babe the Blue Ox, you need this in your collection. Here we have Loveland Frogman, Bear Walker, still redeemable. So you can still get the skateboard if the new company that takes over MetaZoo has a program for that, but only $23.19. Once upon a time, this promo was worth well over $100, but the C2E2, I believe that's Chicago Collecticon or Comic-Con or whatever, $7.50 only. This card's crazy. Very hard to find, but not worth anything anymore. Actually, none of these promo cards from the first year with Ding Bell on them are worth very much at all, unless it's like a PSA 10, which is near impossible to find, but I think these are very slept on. These are the very first promo cards from all the Collecticons that MetaZoo went to. So here we have HeroQuest 2.0 Death Full Holo PSA 10, $23.19. And this was the Spotify edition. There's 4 different variations of each card, which was kind of silly. And as per usual, every week we have some Slab Sharks, what is this, New Year Celebrations PSA 10. So the lowest one sold for $9.74 American, and I believe there's 5 of them that were sold, and the highest one sold for $15.29. Here we have a Kickstarter Silver Bullet Full Holo, because it only comes as Full Holo, PSA 10, sold for $100 in auction. Thinning of the Veil sold for $35. So this was from the Halloween promos. This was the Trick No Treat promo set. So we'll just zoom in on that artwork there. Lots of cool stuff going on. And then also from Trick No Treat, well, they have the same picture. So the title says Parade of Spirits, $16.19, but what the heck? That's Thinning of the Veil again, though. So both auctions had the exact same card listed. You could see the serial number in the Thinning of the Veil. So for this auction, they had this card, and for this auction, they had the exact same card in the picture. So whoever bought this, I hope they sent the seller a message and like, is it 2 different cards, or did I buy the same card twice? Here we have Krypton Nation 1 box topper, a Flame Aura PSA 10, sold for $15.50. Here's a Fulgurite Fusion Aura from Native. Looks like you got a Pristine 10 from CGC, sold for only $10.50. Here we have a Jack Frost Arms, one of the promo cards from that World Poker Tour set. $16.19 for a PSA 10. You definitely don't see this too often. Pretty cool. Here we have the badass Edgar Case. $20 as a PSA 10. Is this the first card in the set? Yeah, it's number 1 out of 165. Here we have Alta Maha from the fan art set. $19.19 as a PSA 10. But it's actually Alta Maha. Anyways, I'd say that was a pretty good deal. Here at Krypton Nation 1, or for like first edition, Full Holo Chaos Crystal. Autographed by Poncho, only $7.50. Here we have a Familiar, autographed by Poncho. It's got the Cash a Cup stamp down here, and it's a staff promo. So those are pretty rare. Sold for $70. Crazy. And did they do a doodle on here? Oh yeah, Poncho did a doodle of another Familiar beside the Familiar. That's pretty cool. Well, this is crazy. I don't even know what to say about this. Is this like a rare card or something? It's Playtester Stained Glass Token, but for a non-holo. Holy shit. Sold for $105.50. Here we have a Phantom card from Topps Wilderness, so Series 1. Sold for $1. It's the Aura Holo. For $1. That's a pretty cool card. How many people have that card? Here's a very first promo card, like from their business cards that were given out at Collecticons. One still in the wrapper, and I mean, these were not in the best condition. They're pretty off-centered, some of them, but 2 of them for $5. Here we have a Cash's Cup pack from Collecticon, signed by 10 artists. Holy crap. Sold for only $34. Maybe if this was a pack that was sent in to get graded by PSA and authenticated, that would have sold for a pretty penny. Here we have a rare X-Fractor PSA 10 for Quetzalcoatlus. I believe this is the alternate art. Yeah, only $19.50. Here you have Ghost Train from HeroQuest PSA 10, $76. Pretty good. Here's its regular box of Nightfall, sold for $41 American. Here we have a Playtester Fetish Artifact, right? Mothman, $13.50. This would have been a card that would have been really nice as a full holo, like really nice. Here we have a first edition New Year's New Beginnings, only $21.50. Here we have a Poncho print from the second Kickstarter, Fresno Nightcrawlers, sold for only $34. Here's a really good deal. Such an undervalued card in my opinion. Kickstarter Power Up Red PSA 10. There's only 39 of these as a PSA 10. And there's no sample version. Here we have Bigfoot Reverse Hollow Kickstarter PSA 9, sold for $13.19. Remember earlier in the video, the Reverse Hollow Kickstarter Chaos Crystal PSA 6 sold for like $4.25. Even as a PSA 10, only $23.50. Then we have a Sinkhole Sam Kickstarter Full Hollow PSA 10, sold for $42.69. We have Chessie from Kickstarter, obviously Full Hollow. It only comes as Full Hollow PSA 10, $48.75. Here we have Metal Man of Alabama Full Hollow Kickstarter PSA 10, sold for $42.69. Jersey Devil Kickstarter Full Hollow PSA 10, sold for $95. Walking Sam Full Hollow PSA 10 Kickstarter, $52.69. Flatwoods Monster Full Hollow Kickstarter PSA 10, sold for $62.69. All these auctions are ending in 69. Here we have a sample Halloween pack, Trick No Treat, non-hollow. I don't think it comes as a hollow. $152.74 as a PSA 10. So as you can probably tell, when I said it came as a PSA 10, I was like, whoa, that's not bad at all, because sample cards are hard to get as PSA 10. Well, not the Halloween ones. So here's the PSA population report. I'm glad I looked this up. So the Headless Horseman for the Halloween pack has no PSA 10s out of 78 sent in. There's 99 of them as a PSA 10, so there's a lot of them as a PSA 10. Out of 289 graded, and you can look at the rest. Actually, let's just go over it. Wendigo from the Halloween pack has 47 PSA 10s. Fright Night has 28, and Beastie Bash has 18 out of 343. So Trick No Treat is the easiest one to get as a PSA 10 by far. Actually, all the other PSA 10 sample Halloween cards combined don't even equal Trick No Treat. Iowa Dragon from Wilderness, Full Hollow PSA 10, only $7. PSA 10 Mothman from Pink Club, Full Hollow, sold for $21.50. In the description it says PSA 10 Auto 10, but there's no autograph on this card. And yeah, here we have 5 native release event boxes, sold for $13.50. I think that was an excellent deal. You're gonna get a random promo in each one, and you're gonna get 3 packs of native in each. So 15 packs of native, plus you can learn how to play the game, and 5 random promos for $13.50. That's an insane steal of a deal. And we had a bunch of playtesters sell this week, and there's a bunch more up in auction eBay right now for next week. But I'll just point out some of the more notable ones. Like, there's a ton that sold. So if you like playtesters, just go on eBay and you'll see like a million sold listings recently. So one that was definitely notable was Gravestones of Manchac. Only 70 made apparently. I don't know the print runs of playtesters, but we'll just trust that. $128.50. This is a raw card from Seance. Is that really that rare? Then we had a Misha Pishu, $81 playtester. Next we have a Dragon of Akanto Falls playtester, raw, sold for $77. And the week before that, there was one that was AGS 9.5 that sold for $85. But raw in auction, $77. Very nice. Next we had a Dragon Rise, what was it, EGS 10. So population 1, Dragon Rise playtester, sold for $60 American. Here's a crazy card, MetaZoo promo NYCC My Melody Hollow. That's from the first set of promos between Hello Kitty and MetaZoo. It's a PSA 9 Auto 10, sold for $225. Let's take a look at this card. Now that's impressive. I mean, it's got a cool doodle, but it's a PSA 9. The auto is a 10, but wow. Sells for more than some of the Hello Kitty cards, $225. Here's another crazy playtester card. Rose Robinson, Full Hollow playtester, sold for $119.19 in auction. And then we have a Snipe as a playtester card that sold for $130 in auction. And then we have a Cumberland Dragon playtester card, Full Hollow, $107.51. Oh, and there's a lot of playtester cards sold in this last week. Also, there was about 1 million Perfect 10 CGC cards from MetaZoo sold from Bailey's auctions, like his Cardova page on eBay. We have a Prismora CGC Perfect 10 in auction, sold for $224.50. Also as a Perfect 10, we had a second edition Reverse Hollow Mothman, sold for $29 on the dot. So that was on August 3rd. There's another one on August 1st that sold for $40. So they're both second edition Reverse Hollow Mothman. And there was a lot of Perfect 10s that sold. I mean, I don't even have time to go through them all. Check this out. All of these, everything that I'm scanning through right now, they're all perfect 10s. All sold on August 3rd. Let's go over some notable ones. Oh, Chaos Crystal, first edition. Oh no, that's pristine. So for $18.50. So that's pristine Chaos Crystal first edition. Still, it's a pretty good grade, but not even 20 bucks. Meanwhile, Flood the Earth from Nightfall, perfect 10, sold for $69. This I'm surprised didn't sell for more. I mean, everyone loves Snipe, and we just saw the playtester sell for quite a bit. Perfect 10 from CGC Snipe sold for only $21.50. We had a seafood barbecue from Wilderness, perfect 10 from CGC, sold for $56. Hey, we had a Bigfoot from Wilderness, perfect 10 from CGC, sold for $56. Also on August 3rd, a lot of stuff going on August 3rd, a bunch of sample tarot cards sold. So some were graded, some weren't. Like, we had a sample Ace of Cups. Well, it was graded. It's not in the title, though. Yeah, it looks like it was a PSA 6 for $87.80. $60 for this one. There's quite a few. I'm just going to scroll through them quick. I mean, probably scrolling too fast to pause it, but there was a lot of sample tarot cards sold on August 3rd. Look at this, there's even a lot of 10 of them. Best offer price accepted, it says it was $1,000. I mean, there's just a ton of sample cards. I'll just zoom in on one of them, so in case you don't know what a sample tarot card looks like. Here's an interesting one. So it's all the Rudy promo cards for just a Crayon Eater set. So there's 4 cards. They're all graded by PCG. So it said it sold for $600 for 4 of them. So Rudy owns part of this grading company, in case you don't know that. So this was a pristine, as they call it, so perfect 10 for the Crayon Eater, right? And then there's the 3 crayons that complete the picture. So there's the red, green, and blue. And I guess there's different colors for pristine. So pristine black had a 9.5, but if it's pristine gold, why don't they just call it something different than pristine and pristine? Just the label's gold, and anyways, it's weird. So here's an interesting lot of Mothman. So there's 8 PSA 10 slabs. So let's investigate. So we have full hollow Kickstarter Mothman. So that's the King Daddy right there. Full hollow Kickstarter Mothman PSA 10. Reverse hollow Mothman from Kickstarter PSA 10. First edition full hollow PSA 10. Reverse hollow first edition PSA 10. And then second edition full hollow PSA 10. Reverse hollow second edition PSA 10. Magic Cast PSA 10. And Dimmock PSA 10. So they're looking for $2,500. And best offer accepted on July 31st was for $1,000. And we're back to playtester cards again with Possessed Aura, the king of playtester cards as far as I can tell. $255. Best offer accepted. Now here's a card you don't see too often. PSA 10 Misha Pishu, the Topps Aura card from Topps Wilderness. So it's sold for $85 as a best offer. I really don't like this artwork from Misha Pishu for some reason. It just, I don't know. Looks weird to me. Here from Kuromi's Cryptic Carnival, the Hello Kitty card, card number 8 in the set. As a CGC 10, sold for $170. Let's just take a look at that card. Very hard to pull. CGC 10, $170, not bad. Okay, and now we're getting towards the end of the video. We're going to see some big boys here. So sample card, Death Beam, PSA 9, $182.50. Bunnyman, sample card, you don't see that too often, one of the best non-hollows. $172.50. Chupacabra sample card, PSA 9, sold for $310 in auction. Then we have a Sam Sinclair sample card, PSA 9, sold for $400 in auction. And here's another crazy sale for sample cards, Piazza Bird, SGC 10. Sorry, so not CGC, but SGC 10, sold for $450 for sample Piazza Bird. And here's a picture of it. Crazy, you don't see SGC MetaZoo cards at all, and this has the sample card, so black border with the black case, you almost can't even see it, you know what I mean? Weird. $450. And to end the video, we got a bunch of Genesis cards. You don't see those too often, these 8-bit cryptids from Cryptid Nation. So Chupacabra, PSA 10, serialized 61 out of 100, sold for $240. River Dinos, serialized 15 out of 75 PSA 10, sold for $220. Hodag, serialized 65 out of 100 PSA 10, sold for $255. And then Salem's Witches, serialized 41 out of 50 PSA 10, sold for $300. And somehow this sold for less than Salem Witches. I don't know how that's even possible. I mean, I know Salem's Witches is 41 out of 50. Actually, let's just look at Salem's Witches, because somehow it sold for more than Bigfoot. And Bigfoot serialized 51 out of 100, PSA 10 from Genesis. Now, I know this is probably, you know, well, they're all hard to find, these Genesis cards. But Salem's Witches, look at this. Crazy, sold for more than Bigfoot? That's totally bonkers. Look at this Bigfoot card. For $280? That's actually a pretty good deal, I'd say. Like, I mean, how rare is this Bigfoot card? Well, let's go to rate the PSA for our answer. How rare are these cards as PSA 10? So 2023 MetaZoo Neo Genesis NFT. I know I covered this in a video before, but there's 38 PSA 10s out of 88 of these cards sent in. So Bigfoot has 5 PSA 10s. Where's Salem Witches here? Salem's Witches only has 2 PSA 10s, but there's only 2 copies sent in. So anyways, what do you think of some of these auctions? Did everyone listening to this video pick up a whole bunch of playtester cards? Because there's a lot sold. I can't believe how many Perfect 10s were sold by Bailey, how many sample tarot cards were sold, and how many playtester cards were sold, and how many playtester cards are on auction right now this week as well. Like, there's a ton of them. So anyways, comment below, let me know what you think, and we'll see you in the next video.